Kult Divinity Lost explores mature and often graphic themes, including extreme violence, gore, drugs, sexuality, mental illness, difficult social and political themes, and human suffering. Some viewers, okay, a whole lot of viewers may find this content disturbing. Since we're not able to honor an X card on pre-recorded content, viewer discretion is strongly advised. We have a ton of content on our channel for those with less extreme tastes, so if this kind of horror isn't for you, please browse our other games. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you a special election night stream here on MythBrigade, and the absolute first stream in the GM chair for Brent Adams. Brent, this is your show. I'll be running tech support and generally being quiet.
All right. Hey, welcome to MythBrigade, everyone. I'm going to be your GM for tonight. My name is Brent Adams. I've been a long-time player, first time streaming a GM. Very happy to be bringing you all an election night special. and away we go. So this scenario is from Kult. And it takes place during the 2016 election. Our intrepid players are playing interns, managing the campaign. So I have a little bit of to open this. I'm actually going to just drop us right into it and go ahead and get a little bit of box text action going just to get started. A mostly unfurnished condo on one of the upper floors of Trump Towers brought to life by a cacophony of cell phone alarms. It's 6 a.m, and while the November day outside, the black glass skyscraper promises warmth, the people waking up in the condo have no time to be excited about it. They're interns working for Donald Trump's presidential campaign. They've been at it nonstop for months, long, grueling days running errands or staring at a computer screen as the internet slows down yet again. Just 3 more days until the election. Once they get out of their cots and folding spare beds, their entire day will be dedicated to making America great again. So as we open on this scene and you all are getting up out of your cots and basically collecting yourself for another grueling day, helping out with the campaign, I would like you to introduce yourselves as players and also introduce your interns as well. Who would like to start?
Well, I'll go first. If you don't, I apologize. If I'm terribly sorry about that. If you were about to speak, please forgive me. Tonight I'll be playing Rowena Beasley. Well, to be honest, I'm not even from this country, but I was just decided that I would, for some reason, terrify myself with American politics. But they said that it would be very good for my internship. But yes, I am 24 years of age, and I am, of course, a proud citizen of the UK, but I have been here for some time, and I am horribly apologetic. So I do, please forgive me if I misunderstood what the question was.
All right, perfect. And of course, played by our longtime game master, Byron. And how is Byron doing?
I'm doing friggin' wonderful, man.
Awesome.
Can't complain. I had our first character death in a vampire game last night. PvP, one player shot another player right in the face with a dragon's breath round. Killed him dead or door now.
We all know vampires hate fire. All right, who would like to go next and introduce your intern?
I'll go next. I am Ian Alexander, senior at Princeton. I earned this spot, and I am interning on Trump's campaign to get a letter of recommendation for a job. I am the social media manager, computer geek, everything that entails. I thought this was going to be an easy gig. How bad could it be? How long could this campaign last? And, some octogenarian posting on Twitter. How hard could this be? And it is a full-time fucking job. Look, I'm prematurely gray. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, Ian.
Breaking my heart. So I work mostly, from this office, and I have the usual shit around me. I have a Rubik's Cube that I play with and solve without even thinking about it while I'm trolling through the socials. And I have this get up in case somebody wants to have an official Teams meeting or something with me. But when I'm not ready for not in a meeting, I just hang out in a geek t-shirts. I have a Trump, not a Trump. I have a Cthulhu, Vote for Cthulhu 2016, Why Choose the Lesser Evil poster right behind me. And so I always have the background blurred, so forth. So I've got my geek shirt under here. I'm just always ready to.
Always ready to go with a little bit of that geek stuff, and you also highlighted the fact that you have been helping to manage Trump's social media accounts as well.
Mostly just scrubbing. Honestly, and it's not like they let me post anything.
Oh no, yeah. For all intents and purposes, you are Trump on Twitter right now. Well, with some help from some of the other interns with that. But yes, you've had to take on a lot of that responsibility for managing his brand for the last month and a half, after some rather inflammatory tweets throughout the month of October. So
I do what I'm told.
It's been turned over to you.
Ugh.
All right, Kate Warren.
I'm hoping that wouldn't come out, but
So, Kate Warren.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kate Warren. I am a junior. I'm an economics major at Wharton Business College and business school. Excuse me. I am here because, my parents are Republicans, and part of getting my trust fund is helping Daddy's candidate get elected. I'm a Democrat, but I really like Daddy's money, so there it is. But also, I'm here because of one of my professors, Dr. Forsyth, doesn't really think that women should be in economics because we don't have the brains for it. And so we made a bet, and that if I could last out the entire campaign without quitting, that he would give me an A in any class I take from him from now on. And so I fucking hate Dr. Forsyth. And so I'm going to stay here if it kills me, because I want to go in and see his face and say, I'm taking every one of your classes next semester. Give me all A's, you fucktard. But, sorry. But really, I'm here because of Daddy and Mommy. And I'm just really, really enjoying my time here. I tend to be sometimes I'm the face of things because, I'm a woman who's supporting Trump. So obviously, I need to tell other women about this. Sorry, I usually have a better face. It's still early in the morning. Yeah, that's me.
You gotta get the word out, and you gotta represent.
You look great, Kate. You look great. You always look great.
Oh, thank you, Ian. Aren't you the sweetest little thing? I like your T-shirt today. That's really cute.
Don't let the boss see it.
You're so sweet.
All right. So last but not least, Matthew Steele.
I am playing Matthew Steele. He's apparently the oldest one of the interns. I said, let's go with 28-29. I am definitely not pulling anything from my history in this. So the reason why he's been longer in the tooth. He did some time in Iraq and then came back, and his shrink said he needs to take it easy, so he decided to get an art degree for funsies, and it's turned into a master's degree at this point. And when everybody asks him what his degree is, he just goes, the arts, because he doesn't like to admit that he's got an art degree. He's generally pleasant, pretty kind, looks out for everybody. He's very protective of his cousin Danny. He always looks like he's just thinking about something, but anybody in the room that has been in the military would probably know that it's more of a 1,000-yard stare. So, but he's always looking at the doors, always looking at exits, that kind of stuff. But, yeah.
What kind of art did you major in, or what kind of fine arts?
Fine arts. So it's painting for the most part, sculpting, probably the two. Yeah.
So as you all know, Trump's campaign manager is the Kellyanne Conway. She actually hired you personally at the beginning of your internship, but frankly, your day-to-day person is a rather handsome and at least surface-level affable blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy by the name of Brad Byrne. And your experience here has been, to be honest with you, fairly rough. Your day-to-day responsibilities vary from grabbing coffee and snacks for people, to scrubbing tweets, to interacting with the press, and also even interacting with some pretty important people, which may get some of the more capitalistic of you a little bit excited to be rubbing elbows with rather affluent individuals, at least in terms of your future prospects. In the room with you are two other interns. As Matthew mentioned, you have his younger cousin Danny, who also managed to secure an internship here. She's very meek, quiet, and reserved, seems to very much take all of her direction from you, Matthew. You kind of personally kind of do want her to come out of her shell a little bit, but this is, one of her first real jobs, even though none of you are really getting paid anything to do this. However, Danny seems to be filled with anxiety every day, and she's even fallen back into some old habits when you were kids of sleepwalking at night. As well. She's been found at different places in the condo or outside of the condo, just wandering around in the night. You guys are running on caffeine, sugar if you eat it, very poor Chinese food or catered food that's occasionally brought into you. And so you are 3 days from the end of the election. 3 days, and it's been a long road to get here, and so the stress levels are extremely high, and sometimes you almost feel like time doesn't even seem to pass in a normal fashion. It's like you almost fade in and out of consciousness, and just time seems to pass ahead of you. For the most part, you take this in as basically sleeplessness. And last but not least, out of the 6 of you interns is Benjamin. Benjamin is a tiny dude, highly intelligent. His biggest fault, honestly, is he's not exactly meek, but he has a bit of a stuttering problem that has caused him to sort of be disregarded offhand. And he seems almost afraid at this point to talk too much because he's gotten a lot of ribbing around it. And so he's not sure sometimes what to do about it. So speaking of, as you guys are coming in, As you guys are waking up and packing up your cots, you see Brad come in. He's wearing a really expensive suit, way better than what you guys can afford, and he always seems to have this just pasted on smile on his face, and he so he just comes on in. He's just like, all right, everybody, hey, wakey, eggs and bakey. See, everybody's up and about. It's going to be a long day. Here we are, and stretch. How's everybody doing?
Just a quick question, if you wouldn't mind terribly. Did you get espressos?
Espressos?
Yes.
I mean, no. I mean, I mean, you might have to get an espresso for someone else, but I mean, do you want some tea or something, some scrumpets, or?
No, I was hoping for something a bit stronger, maybe vodka.
Well, I mean, not supposed to drink on the campaign trail, but like, you know, what you guys do on the side.
Well, shoot.
Ben chimes in with, I could go for a drink. But Brad just kind of smiles at him and says, "What's up, Benjamin?"
Brad, if you'd like me to, I can go get us all coffees. Would that be okay? Benji and I can go get some.
No trouble at all.
No. That'll be just fine. It's okay.
I could go. I could help carry.
You can come with us if you like to, Rowena. That'd be great. Whatever you want us to do, Brad.
Only if I'm not imposing.
No.
You know what? I do appreciate you ladies' initiative. Why don't you guys go? Guys, go ahead and get us some coffees, and then Matt and Ian, I'm gonna need you on tweet duty. Okay, are you guys up for that task? Because I know that even though we're only 3 days away, the right kind of tweet could make a difference in this campaign.
What are we looking for tweet wise? What's the mood? What's the vibe?
Politically safe. That as you know, the last 3 months has been really divisive. We cannot court any more controversy. Ms. Conway said that we need to keep these neutral, but I need you to keep Donald's personality in mind while putting these out there. Can you and Matt do that? Are you guys able to go the distance?
Yeah,
I think we got this.
Obviously, we got this. We totally got this, right? Right, Matt?
It'll be the greatest.
I mean, we've had a whole 2.5 hours sleep. We can do anything.
Oh, come on, it'll be fine. We'll be all right. Be all right.
Danielle, I'm going to need you to keep Ivanka busy for today. You drive her around, keep her entertained, carry her things. Just do not displease her, okay? But Ben just nods, and him and Danielle basically kind of start to make their way out.
I want to stop Ben and just very briefly be like, don't worry about them. Ignore what they say. Ignore what they do. You are smart and you are wonderful. Okay, Ben?
Thanks, Kate.
Brad?
I appreciate it.
You know that Brad's a dick, don't you?
He smiles and just gives you a slight nod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get through this. It's 3 days. Okay? I'll get you something really good in your drink.
All right, I'll give Danielle a hug and I'll slip a 10 into her pocket to get something to drink. Caffeine wise.
Hey, Matt, do you want me to bring back? Do you want me to buy some booze for us, for everybody? I think I might have enough in the secret fund for it.
It's only 3 more days. We can do it after the 3 days. Mm-hmm. Eyes on the prize. It'll be a reward at the end.
So she kind of gives you a quick hug, and her and Ben make their way out. So
he doesn't drink, or the demons come out.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to go ahead and split the party, if you will. Kate and Rowena. So you guys are in, you guys, you navigate your way out of Trump Tower. So this is the campaign site. You're surrounded by affluence. This is a gorgeous setting for you all to be in. Yeah, and even though you're in a semi-furnished condo in there, you find yourselves oftentimes still wowed by the wealth on display here. So what does it feel like for you, Kate, to be surrounded by all of this?
In some ways, this is a level of opulence that I'm not used to. My family is wealthy, but we're not like, poop in a gold toilet wealthy. But I've grown up around these sorts of people. And so I'm trying to remember that they are people just like my mother and father, and that I really don't want. They really aren't bad people, except when they are, and so I'm trying to keep my disdain in because God, I don't want to be this kind of rich person.
Oh, so you almost feel like this is a little irresponsible in some ways.
Oh, it's embarrassing. There's no way that. Part of my economic, stand is realizing that we need to have some sort of wealth adjustment. There is no reason for anyone to live this way, and then to have other people living in such. Living the polar opposite of this. But I really am seeing these people for what they could be. Or that's lie. I'm seeing them for, I guess, what they are. And they are not really good people. And so I find myself wanting to protect Ben because he's so vulnerable. And these kind of people attack the vulnerable, and I don't like that at all. So that's the really tough part for me.
Okay. Rowena, what's been your experience surrounded by all this opulence? You said yourself you got dropped in here.
It's pretty overwhelming, and truth be told, I am ready to go back to Heathrow immediately. But I've already bought my ticket.
Good.
I figure as soon as I start counting the vote, I should be pretty much almost on my way to the airport. But pretty impressive. My family's not from a lot of money, but mostly an academic scholarship. And of course, there was the funds from my accident that pay for a lot of my college.
What kind of accident? Do you mind my asking? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I may have misspoke, and I just said no problems whatsoever. And you'll notice that she turns her head so that her right side is facing you as she says that.
But Rowena, it has been so nice getting to know you. It's been so nice having another female in the room that isn't Kellyanne, and that understands what it's like to have so many hands on your ass every single day.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in regards to these coffees, I thank you very much for bearing with me on this. I do really appreciate it.
Yeah. We've got a lot to do, and we can take care of this. We need everything that we can get, and you deserve a lot because, man, you should not be here at all.
Perhaps when this is all over, you can come visit me at Cambridge.
I would love that. I would love that very much.
All right. So you go out and you get coffee from a nearby place. You've been here many times, and so give me, but both of you, I want you to give me a reason check. You're so damn exhausted. You'd got to remember what people's orders are.
I got 11.
That's a 5.
No, 10.
10? Okay, so Rowena, man, it's like you've been just running yourself ragged, and you're really struggling to get any of it.
I'm really focused on 6 espressos and empty cup.
Right? And so
I don't want it to look like I'm ordering all of them, but they're all for me.
You're like, okay, that's it. Like, I'm going to go ahead and spend some of this money on just getting me espressos.
She literally just hits one like a shot as soon as they put it down on the counter, and then puts the cup upside down like she's been in a drinking game, and then pours all the other ones into one large cup.
That's beautiful. Yeah, Kate, you so you notice Rowena spending some of the money that was basically given for getting her own cappuccinos, but you remember the orders, and you have a card.
Yeah, I'll take it.
To go ahead and spend, and everything. Any other stuff, like, you're out here. I mean, you're out of the tower. I mean,
Could we get one of those scones? It's been quite a time since I've had a good one.
Oh, well, I mean, this might not be a good one, but let's get some scones. Let's get some breakfast things, because they're not going to feed us. If there's a little fruit stand somewhere along the way, we should pick up some fruit too. Because my God, I don't know about the rest of you, but I am just, oh my God, just having some potassium would be very nice. Yes. But we'll get a bunch of fruit also, and just take
It's so difficult to get fruit this fresh in the UK.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so you guys get you guys get some extra snacks, and you, like you said, you have the card. So I mean, hey, why not, right? Mm-hmm. Going back to Ian, where Ian and Matt, where is you guys' favorite place to tweet from? So, like, you're sitting there, you're handling his social media. So Ian, as usual, you were on Twitter. And you know that you got to be active on Twitter in order to keep the momentum going for this election and everything. Matt, you're kind of handling some of the Facebook things and so forth. So tell me a little bit, Ian. What is your approach to being able to embody Donald's essence without taking it too far?
Capital letters. Capital letters where capital letters don't belong. Emphasis on every syllable. Lots of hashtags that don't really make sense. Like hashtag America First. That's not trending. It's not going to trend. There's no point in hashtagging that, but it looks cool. Donald thinks it looks cool. It makes him look savvy, so we're going to do that. And we're going to repeat the word America. We're going to use synonyms for great and for big and for wonderful and the best. We're just superlatives all over the place. And these few days, I'm trying to avoid the controversy as requested. So I'm just kind of right now. I'm just echoing the previous things. I'm trying to imply that we have the cooperation and the vote of certain states, such as Pennsylvania. We're going to thank Pennsylvania ahead of their vote and imply that we expect them to go red. And even though we know they're probably not going to go red, but we're going to imply that that's part of the strategy. It's part of the strategy. It's all part of the mental game.
So you're in it to win it, and it sounds like you're putting forth a lot of effort. Matt, so you're kind of handling some of the Facebook stuff, and Brad texts you, and Brad, you're a handsome guy. Brad's a handsome guy. And basically Brad seems to see you as just the de facto leader because you're just older. And so he's like, hey, yo, Matt Dizzle by a text message.
What's up, Brad? What do you need?
Hey, I need you to put out a smear thing on Hillary.
Okay.
You go ahead and do that for me, bud. Smiley
All right.
face.
Where's she campaigning today?
Yeah, she's also in New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. So what I'd like you to do, because you put out some things, Ian, is I will allow you to, Ian, you are trying to do things based off of just personality. Give me a charisma to see how well you do. And you tell me, Matt, what is generally going to be your approach to this?
He'll point out some of the flaws she did when she, like how she moved right before she became a senator, just to be able to become a senator. Just bought an apartment, all that kind of stuff. Like, she's not a real citizen in New York. And she's just doing it for the votes. And then when she got in, she didn't do anything. And then just go on and say, one of the guys that was killed in Benghazi was from New York, and look at what she did to him, and just that kind of stuff.
All right, so you're actually using like reason.
Yep.
So you're trying to appeal through pure reason,
Yep.
and in this case, you're not actually necessarily representing Trump himself. You're representing the campaign. So you're putting a little smear piece out there, a little bit. So give me a reason check. So what did you get, Ian? Let's start with you, and then you can roll your
7.
All right, 7. Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm great at reason. Okay.
My charisma check was 7. I'm a -2.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, Matt, what'd you get?
5.
Okay, 5. All right. Mhm. So you're already starting to get Matt some backlash from New Yorkers. You accidentally implied that New York is kind of a shitty city, which with the restrictive gun laws and all that stuff, it's not exactly the best city anyway. But so it depends on what you believe, really. However, Ian, you do a pretty damn good job of maintaining some of the Trump dialogue without garnering a great deal of hatred. However, you receive an odd personal message, Ian.
Okay.
Yeah. So the message you receive. It says, "Get out now while you still have the chance."
Not the first time I've gotten a message like that. I can tell you that. First time it's been texted to me, though. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know where this has come from?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the odd thing. So. It appears to have been. Have been sent directly to your personal cell phone.
Right. That's what's freaking me out.
From an odd-looking number that begins with 444.
444. Okay. If I do a reverse search on Google, do I come up with anything?
And what's even more striking is you'd come up with nothing. And then you almost as though to try to figure out what's going on, you go back to look at the text and it's gone. Just gone.
2.5 hour sleep stuff is starting to get to me.
Yeah. And at that point, both of you are feeling rather exhausted. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of break time. And you know that Kate and Rowena should be back with the coffee.
Oh, I just
anyway.
keep slugging that cheap like hotel coffee. Doesn't bother him one bit. And nobody else.
It is pretty god awful, though.
Oh, it doesn't taste any different than what's in ration packs, and
true. And
I don't get dysentery from the water here, so I'm happy.
And the heartburn is real.
Oh, ulcers. It's fine.
Right. So Ian, can you give me can you go ahead and give me a coolness check?
I mean, I can check, but
I mean, you see what he's wearing, right?
6. Fucking cool. Yeah. That should have been my +3 stat, man. A 6.
Okay, you're starting to feel really shook by this, and you even start to consider does someone actually know that you're masquerading as Trump himself on this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, who would care is the question, because like a lot of public figures have ghostwriters and stuff for their social media. Everybody's got a social media manager. It's 2016. So, but who would care?
Exactly right. Who would care?
Who would care? I mean, my parents they care, but like not enough to threaten me. I don't know. Have I had any history of being threatened in this way before?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've definitely gotten not personally, but using your persona and doing this social media. You've gotten some things, sent to your account. I mean, because it's election season and stuff like that. A lot, but you've just been kind of told to take it on the chin and kind of insulate Donald from it. Because everyone, Brad and Kellyanne, when you get to catch her, they highlight the fact that Donald doesn't need to have to worry about these sort of things. He has enough on his plate right now as it is, so basically you just got to suck it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's true. What did I think was going to happen? This is the most important events to happen in a 4-year period of time in the United States of America.
Exactly, and you're helping to make America better. Making America great.
I am. Yeah, that's right. Making America great again.
Absolutely. We cut over to Rowena and Kate. You guys are in the elevator. Basically with your preponderance of snacks, coffees, your excessive cappuccino, Rowena, and
it's straight black espresso.
And who comes into the elevator with you but Eric Trump himself?
Hello, Mr. Trump. It's good to see you.
Oh,
how are you today? You might not remember me. I'm Kate Warren. I'm one of the interns on the campaign.
Oh, it's so good to meet you, Kate. You just actually got in from Mar-a-Lago, and just going to be here with my dad for a while. He kind of smiles like really like. His smile never really reaches his eyes, and he immediately kind of steps forward until he's about 4 inches away from your face or so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't seem to recognize that this is an odd proximity for someone to be. He kind of cocks his head a little bit. It's like, how long have you been working with the campaign?
I've been working with it for about 8 months now. Mm. Yes. And I'm not surprised that you don't remember me. We've actually met 3 other times. But that's okay. I mean, there are so many of us, and we're not really very memorable. We understand, for someone like you. And in my head, I'm thinking, you're 4 inches away from me. That's probably 2 of your penises, and so that's why you don't see that you're so close. But that's okay.
He just smiles and nods. Mm-hmm. And he kind of looks down at his watch, mm-hmm. And he's just like, and he's just like, I actually spent a lot of my time golfing while I was down there. It is definitely one of my favorite things to do. And he quite literally launches into an extended description of his golfing skills, while at the same time, like, you can like feel his breath on your face. And you can kind of tell, like, he's just looking right through you the entire time he's talking to you.
So I kind of interrupted. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry if this is the wrong time, but would you like a coffee, Mr. Trump?
Oh, I don't drink that kind of coffee.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
I apologize if I misunderstood. Do you need me to get you a different kind?
It's just like, that's not necessary. I have my own aids to do that. Everything.
I do apologize.
That's such an interesting accent you have. Are you from are you from across the sea or something, or?
Yeah, that's what England is. Yep, Staffordshire, I believe.
Staffordshire, I never heard of it.
No,
really?
It's pretty small. It's not something that most people would really know about.
She attends Cambridge. Rowena attends Cambridge. I don't know if you are familiar with her or not. Rowena is one of our best interns. She is, of course, she's been so wonderful, giving us a nice global perspective for the campaign.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, and with that accent, I'm sure you have no problem attracting the men around here. Guys like exotic women, as you know.
Yes. And that's honestly why we're here, and the campaign is just to attract men.
I have noticed that most of you have really nice teeth.
Oh, he does smile. He does have very nice teeth. And he's just like, well, I have to be going. It's like, good luck with everything. And he kind of just like shoulders past you as the elevator doors open. And, he almost like basically just kind of almost knocks the coffees out of your hand.
I'm sorry if I was in the way. Forgive me.
It's like, no problem. Apology accepted. Good luck with everything. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Hey, he doesn't even respond and just continues walking.
As the doors shut, I'm just gonna be like, that fucking dick. Ugh. I'm so sorry, Rowena. Are you okay? Do you need some help with those copies?
No, I'm fine. Thanks. I didn't mean to oppose.
No. You didn't do anything wrong at all. You were fine. I'm sorry. Sorry. When we're alone, I just have to get this out because it's so hard to just, to smile all the time and eat shit, and just keep smiling as you're eating it. I really just, it's getting harder.
Yep. So you've really never eaten blood pudding.
I don't know.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta swallow it.
Yeah, that's what my freshman boyfriend said, but you don't have to.
I think he might have meant something else, but I do know what you mean. You notice that she tilts her head, and as she tilts her head, like her one eye kind of looks at you and the other one just doesn't move.
Oh, that's okay. I am so sorry. I think I need my coffee as well, and then I'm gonna feel a little bit better. I don't know. Do you think I'm really struggling to get through these next 3 days? And are you doing that too? Are you okay?
Well, I mean, you have to continue to live in this country. I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I'm sure the best candidate will win.
Yeah, we've kind of swore off the country since about, 1776.
Oh, if I didn't want to spite my professor so very much, and if I didn't want my parents, if I didn't want my trust fund so very much, I would be out of here in a heartbeat. But
I could understand that.
yeah,
I apologize if I've overstepped.
No, you're fine. I mean, think of us, all of us have been living together night and day for months now. And so we're kind of like living with our skin off. And so that's okay. I mean, it's just, these last 3 days are really getting real. And I'm glad I have someone like you.
The doors do open back to your kind of area. You could see a rather public Ian and Matt. You guys are there too. You guys have just been witnessing. You kind of come into the beginning of Brad is laying deeply into Ben and Danny about dropping one of Ivanka's packages while they were walking around with her this morning. It's about afternoon. Seems odd because all you did was go out and get coffee, but it took like hours to do it. It feels like time got away from you. It could have been a little bit on purpose. So Brad just like, you fucking idiot. Like, you got one job just to carry her shopping packages or whatever she was carrying. And you messed it up. It's like, don't you understand? We're trying to put on a good show here. It's like, are you just fucking useless?
Brad, buddy, pal. It's all right. Maybe next time you can send somebody that can actually lift it instead of. I can do it next time.
He claps you on the back. He's like, "That's good leadership skills, Matt."
Yeah. Well, right.
Brad, I apologize if this is a bad time, but I was wondering, do you need cream or sugar?
I do like I do like a little cream in my coffee.
Awesome. You'll find it over there on the shelf. And I'll just hand him his coffee.
It's like, we're going to talk about your performance later, Ben. Ben is so, like, he just seems extremely wilted. Danny, it appears like most of it was going towards Ben. Danny just is kind of like shaking her head, and she just says, "Did you get any booze while you were out there?" And she just sighs.
Unfortunately, we was kind of in a hurry, so we couldn't really stop at the shop.
So as you guys are kind of like, Brad's calmed down for a second.
I just butt myself into it and then start talking about why I shouldn't be doing the Facebook, and next time have somebody that actually is good at it do it. I have no problem carrying any of their stuff next time.
He's like, "That's right. That's a good point. That's leadership, Matt. Like, you did really fuck up that Facebook thing, but it says a lot about you that you're willing to delegate it to someone else." It's like, that's leadership skills. I'm going to go ahead and you go ahead and you assign it to whoever you feel is the right person for the job. I get the feeling you're going to really go somewhere. Well, at least a lot farther than you would with a, fucking art degree anyway. I mean,
you're not wrong. If
you were my kid, I would have slapped you right in the fucking face the second you said, "I'm going to art school."
I never told anybody that it was. Yeah, you're right.
Right. No, I get it. You
don't need a specific degree for security jobs.
And those student loans, you're just going to have to live with them forever.
That's GI Bill took care of that. I'm good.
Oh, hey, okay. All right. Fair enough. All right.
Thanks for your concern, nobody.
I got shit to do.
I got you. We got it.
All you guys take. Oh, yes. I forgot to say.
As soon as you said, "Oh, yes," I'm just like sitting there. Oh, God.
Yeah. So Pence, he has a catered lunch for you guys.
Really?
That's absolutely right. He wants to tell so you're expected to be down there in about an hour. So, I don't know, try to clean yourselves up, Ben. I mean, you know what, Ben, you're excused from it. Don't even come.
Brad, is there any sort of dress code for us? Would you like a business casual, or should there be something a little more upscale so that we don't? We just want to make sure that we interns look good for the Pences.
I think what you're asking is how short should the skirts be and how low should the tops be?
Well, it's with Mike Pence,
not with Pence,
and so
not with Pence.
Oh,
I don't think he won't even be in the room without his wife. So
forgive me if I misunderstood.
I like your thinking, Rowena, but no, I just want to make sure that we don't.
If you got any high collar, then maybe no ankles. You'll be all right.
Yeah, Pence's thing is very conservative, so go with that. You don't need to be running around being all slutatious and everything.
Slutatious. Oh, that's such a great word. I really like that. We should use that, Ian. And
I'll make sure I put my
some of the
dive shorts
Twitter
on.
stuff, the Twitter shitter that you put out, right?
All right, you stay.
That one for after the election.
You stay. You stay golden, Kate. All right, I'm gonna be heading down. He pops over to the elevator and the door closes as he continues to kind of like grin. Again, his grin never quite reaching his eyes.
So which one of the four that isn't me or Ian do I know or have a pretty good understanding, have a better
recently you've been paired a lot with Ian.
But Ian's already on the Twitter stuff, so I'm just trying to figure out which one would be better than my beefy meat hands trying to work a keyboard for Facebook.
You know that Ben's actually real smart.
Yeah.
People kind of, but Ben, like in some private things, has actually put out some really good ideas.
Does he stutter when he types too?
Ben, it's okay. It's all right. You are. Ben, are you okay? I'm so sorry. Brad was unnecessarily harsh with you. And I mean, it's the end. Everybody's under stress, but are you okay? I want to slip my arm through his, are you okay, friend?
He just kind of pulls away. I screwed up really bad and I can't do anything right here. I don't know why I accepted this thing in the first place.
We all have really interesting reasons for being here, so don't worry about it.
Sometimes it's good just to start your sentence with something like, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry about that."
Rowena does that very well.
It's okay when you do it, Rowena, because we kind of, it's more of a British thing. But when Americans constantly do that, they tend to look down on you more. Mm-hmm. I envy you sometimes.
You shouldn't.
No, you're good.
You are good.
Ben,
thank you.
Man, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Remember, 3 days. We got this, man. Why don't you? You're much better at this Facebook thing than me. I messed that up, so I'll
be
let
honest.
you,
it's not like he's going to win. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
May have spoke too soon.
Yeah. Well.
Danny kind of chimes up as I don't know. I think he might actually have a chance of winning.
You think so?
I mean, the polls seem to say that he's actually pretty popular with a certain subset of America.
Yes, the people that Hillary called flyover country. I get it. Danny, you got it. It's all right. We're here for that. We got this. Positivity.
That's all right.
We got it. We got it. Ian's doing a great job. Don't think I don't know this.
Oh, Ian, I didn't get a chance to see your Twitter stuff this morning. How did it go?
More of the same, Kate. More of the same.
I mean, it's not as good as the ones at home, but we did get you a scone.
We did. Yeah, Hannah, I know the Pences are catering lunch for us, but, Mother sometimes doesn't really, find good food for us. So here's some snacks and, whatnot. So, tide us over. And here's some fruit. Please, everybody eat something that's healthy. Even you, Matt. Please.
Pulled out one of those dehydrated MRE bars.
All right.
That's why he hasn't used the bathroom in 3 days. Just binding him up.
He won't poop until after the election.
All right, so fast forwarding a little bit.
We got him on rotation right away before you switch over. We got so people can go if there's one of those. Probably one of those toilet shower areas.
Oh, yeah. It's probably not the best accommodations. All right. So fast forward. So you head on down to your little luncheon with Pence. Ben just kind of shakes his head and says, "I'm just going to stay up here."
Ben, if you want to come. If you want to go. You stay next to me, and I'll distract everybody from you.
Nah, I'll tell him I told you to come. He'll go after it. It's fine. I got you.
So
everybody, all hands on deck, bud. I got you.
Thanks.
Rowena will button up the 3 buttons that she had undone in her shirt.
The 3 buttons you had undone just for Brad.
I mean, yes. I'll find my most conservative, I don't know, Nancy Reagan-ish bullshit.
She pulls up her skirt just a little bit on the right side, and she has an ascot tied around her leg thing, and she puts it on her.
He takes off his chain.
I love it.
Combs his hair somewhat. Puts his tie on. He's not going to put the shirt on because it's not dinner. It's just lunch.
Just wearing a t-shirt and a tie.
Oh, Ian, you are so computer science. Oh my goodness.
I love it. I actually love that Ian's very computer science guy.
It really should be a polo and a tie.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, seriously, I love your. Oh my God, it was the beard.
Scruff.
Yes, thank you. That's the word. It is amazing.
All right, so you guys head on down, and mostly looking at conservative, and there's Mike Pence, and he says, and you're in. You have a very modest buffet set up in the and it appears to just be not a buffet, like a catered lunch. It appears to have cold cut sandwiches,
a craft table.
Yeah, it's basically a craft table, white bread. The only drink available is Sprite. And that's it, and water. There's bottles of water there, and as you guys are kind of standing there, Brad and Kellyanne Conway are nowhere to be seen. Pence actually walks in after you guys are done eating for a little bit, chatting, and he says, "I just wanted to thank you all for participating in this great endeavor and lending your time, energy, and commitment to this campaign."
I'm actually wearing the button-down shirt with the all tucked in, and it's like it's got the military creases in it. You don't know where he had it folded, but it was folded like that someplace. Normally he's just wearing a polo, but he'll walk up and shake his hand and say, "My pleasure."
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Under the stress they have, they're doing great.
And he does ask your names in turn. and briefly talks with each of you and asks you where what school you come from. And he says, I see in this room there's a lot of future leaders, and people who will eventually enable this great United States of America to rise again from the ashes that the weak Democrats have caused this country to fall into, and bring us back to the affluence we deserve. So to quote, oh, sorry, I had the quote ready to go. Sorry. So to quote, peace demands the most heroic labor and the most difficult sacrifice. It demands greater heroism than war. It demands greater fidelity to the truth and a much more perfect purity of conscience. It's like, and with that, with those words, I want to leave you, enjoy your meal, and continue the good work. Pence turns around and walks out after he gives you that quote and that little speech.
Is it just us in there?
That's it.
The second the door closed, I turn around. I was like, I don't think he knows how to pump his own gas. And then I go back to eating.
Wait, what the hell was that? Was that quote?
That was Mike Pence.
Yeah,
No, Rowena.
the future VP.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm sorry, honey. I thought you were making a joke. That's okay. No, but where did that quote come from? What is that?
I don't know. That doesn't sound like him, but
no.
maybe.
And I mean, really, to say this
also
to
the ashes of
is
America.
a little dick move. I mean, again, little dick, but still, we're seeing a trend here.
I don't know how you know all of their penis sizes. It's just amazing.
Give me
my older sister is a little bit of a slut.
Give me a penis size check.
No, I mean, it's like, some people say they have this kind of dar, that kind of dar. You've got
Dick dar.
I like Dick dar. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So to all our players, as you were listening to that speech, I want you to choose. You can only choose one: intuition or perception.
Ooh.
And this is what you were focusing in on as you were interacting with him.
Perception.
Were you focusing in on his bodily behavior, or were you focusing in on his words?
I'm staring at him the entire time. I'm not really worried about what they say.
I'm using perception. Do I get an extra die for Dick dar?
Were you staring at his pants?
I'll give you a +1 bonus.
That's a 12 then.
Oh, perfect. Okay, nice.
So I feel like Rowena was kind of facing away a little bit, and so he was kind of on her left side. So I'm going to roll intuition, which is actually a -1. So I will get a 6.
A 6. There was something eerie about it, but you couldn't quite get much from the words. What did you roll, Matt?
Okay.
For what? Perception or intuition?
Perception.
Okay, perception. So you're going to get what the same thing Kate is going to get. Ian?
I rolled perception and got an 8.
Okay. So Kate and Matt, you guys are going to get the same thing. I'm going to give you, Kate, a little bit extra. What was odd about it? Like, there was something about his body language that was way off. Right?
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
So like Matt and Kate, here's what you both notice. Pence did not even seem to blink once in your interaction with him. Mm-hmm. Which is, and a lot of times, like something like that, and he almost seemed remarkably stiff during this interaction.
That's the way Kate likes it.
Oh God, no, not Pence. Ooh.
And very kind of dry during your interactions with him. Kate, Your additional thing is you swear that when you were close to him, in the back of his throat, you thought that you saw extra teeth. So imagine, if you will, where your uvula is, the little dangly in the back of your throat. You saw what could only be described as a second set of teeth when you said something to him, and he just went and laughed.
Ooh, did they like move a little bit, or were they?
Yeah, it almost seemed like it shifted in the back of his throat. It was very, and at the time during the interaction, you were unsettled by it, but you were like, no, there's no way. This is real.
Okay.
Yeah, Ian, you would get the same thing as like with the not blinking. And Rowena, you can tell there was something eerie about his little speech, and he did that quote that he shared was only a part of it. He did seem to go on about how this is a godly mission, and we are going to be. That we're doing God's work here, and so on and so forth. And like, you feel a little discomforted by it, but you just can't quite place what, if anything, was going on there.
Yeah, probably because I couldn't get a good look at him.
Yeah. It was your bad eye. All right. So you guys get back to work, and the rest of the day passes fairly uneventfully. Kate, give me so you have just finished a long day of doing random intern tasks that are frankly a waste of your time and your ability, because you're actually quite smart, and it's hard for people to recognize that about you. Give me
I noticed.
Ian noticed. All right, you're walking down the hall. You're walking down one of the hallways. It is this kind of colonial hallway, if you will, where there's all these pictures of frontier people. And their families. Think like, the old man with his pitchfork and his I believe that's actually his sister. Believe it or not, in that painting.
The American Gothic.
Yeah, it's actually, that American thing. It is a lot of that kind of thing happening down the hallway. Go ahead and give me like a perception check in general.
13.
Wow,
my dice are on fire.
Yeah, your dice are on fire.
Okay. They're
All
my
right.
kitty clack dice.
So, Kate, you start to notice that the pictures have changed. What used to be these families that are posed outside of idyllic farmhouse homes, start to become incredibly violent in nature. Like the first one, it appears to be the father is strangling the son to death in the picture. As you move on, it's the mother seems to be actually eviscerating the daughter and is pulling her intestines directly out of her stomach, and they're pooling on the ground. And you look down and you see, and you hear a drip, 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 and you see the bottom of the painting. There's actually blood dripping down onto the painting and starting to pool from the painting and starting to pool on the ground in the hallway.
All right. I'm going to rub my eyes because this is obviously, I need some sleep. Is it still there when I look back?
So not only is it still there, but the mother appears to actually be looking at you now, accusingly.
Does she look like my mother?
And that's one. It doesn't look like your mother.
Okay.
However, you start to hear the screams of children from these paintings as As you hear these children basically saying, "Mommy, no, don't hurt me," or "Dad, no," and you start to hear all of their screams, and blood starts to actually drip out of the bottom of the paintings. Go ahead and give me a willpower check.
Oh, well, that won't be as good. Oh my God, 12.
Wow, you've been lucky. All right.
This is insane. I think I feel like I have to change out some dice, but
yeah,
wood. But that's okay. Yeah. Let me. Oh, see, that's still 10. All right.
Yeah. So, at first your instinct is, I'm going to look around and just try to get out of here. Mm-hmm. And then you remember, and you start to see some other messed up pictures. Like you see a picture of what appears to be a teenage boy who has his arms tied to 4 horses, and they appear to be quartering him right in the picture. You actually hear his horrified screams as the family, the family in the picture is watching on. You remember that your mother always told you when you were growing up that if you close your eyes and you count to 10, then the scary things will go away. For some reason, that seems to stick into your head. And so you close your eyes and you do some deep breathing. And when you open, and eventually the screams die down after about 10 seconds, and you open your eyes and the entire hallway is back to normal. Same colonial scenes you've seen before: families standing outside in front of barns, basically rural bliss, pictures of rural bliss, and so forth.
Before I close my eyes, could I take a tissue out of my purse and just try to put it in to dab up some of the blood, to be like, I got to show somebody, because this has to be a practical joke.
You know what?
Really a dick move.
Absolutely, because you rolled high. You had We'll say you had the presence of mind to do that. You start to question if this even happened, and then you look down at your hand, clenched in a death grip. You open your hand, and you see that there is indeed a tissue covered in blood, bright red and fresh, as though it recently came from someone.
Okay. I'm just going to start getting angry, because obviously this is a joke they're trying to put. Is this a hallway that only the interns would be in, or is it more of a public hallway?
This is more of a public hallway, because you go all throughout Trump Tower during your day-to-day shit. Honestly. Okay. Yeah. You're not allowed up to the penthouse, and you don't have a lot of interaction with Donald or nothing.
Right. Yeah, I want to go back to the room, and I'm just furious because either one of the interns is playing a joke or someone is trying to scare us. And I guess I'll have to roll it as oh, those Democrats, look what they're doing to us. But yeah, because this can't be real. But I mean, I see that it's real, so it's obviously a fake or a joke or something to just get at us. And that's not fair. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back up and show everybody and not accuse us, but accuse somebody of this.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it's getting towards the evening. You guys are all back together, just to kind of bring everything back together. So, Kate, you can talk about a little bit about what your experience was.
Kate, you look upset. What's going on?
Okay, have you guys seen anything weird around? I mean, okay, we're all running on no sleep and a lot of caffeine, and I was walking through the hallway. You know, those ones with all the all the artwork that's Americana stuff. As I was looking at it, it seemed like it changed somehow, and all of the beings in the artwork were killing, and there was blood coming out, and I could hear screams, and it was crazy. And I took one of my tissues and there was blood dripping out from one of the frames or some of the frames. I took some blood, and I don't know, Matt, you might recognize this, like this medium. Is this really blood? Is it fake blood? Is it paint? Is it whatever? I don't know. But I closed my eyes. I, took some deep breaths, counted to 10, and it was gone when I opened my eyes. But I think someone is trying to play a trick on us, and I don't know who it is. I don't think it's one of us, but it's just weird. And I guess I want to know if anybody else has seen anything weird.
Like was it tissue or whatever?
Yeah.
If I feel it, does it feel like that sticky blood feeling, or does it feel like paint?
It does feel like blood.
All right, stay here. And then I'll go out and I'll go to wherever she told me it was at to go look at it. And yeah. Don't leave.
Matt,
don't leave the room.
Okay, I'm not going back out there.
So Matt, when you go outside into the
start
hallway,
texting. Was it Brad?
Brad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. Chum. Compadre.
What's up, dude?
There was a report of some fluids on the walls in one of the hallways. I'm gonna go look at. There might be somebody that snuck into the building or something.
He's just like, what kind of fluids you talking about? Eggplant emoji. Squirt, squirt.
Yeah, arterial. That's not literally. It's just arterial. And then like a little GIF of, because this is a little bit older, but a little GIF of like a bomb or like a little person like poof.
And it's like, it's like, I thought you were gonna be talking about you finally hitting Rowena.
No, just nah. Just
you got to seal that deal, bro.
I let that go, and I just go look at the paintings.
So you walk down there, you don't see any
does
evidence.
That little thing where I start to, I leave out like a one period point so that on his end it just has the three little like I'm writing something, and I just leave it like that as I go and do other stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, you search, you walk down there, you're looking around. It just looks like colonial, like these like kind of like colonial paintings. You don't even think that, I mean, they're not in great taste. I mean, you have some you have some talent yourself, and you're just like it's just like how trite really when you consider about it. But yeah, when you look at them, you don't see any sign of there being any body fluids or anything.
She said it was the painting of a kid. Is there a painting of a kid being drawn and quartered?
No, there's a painting of a family, and there's horses inside of a fence. Mm-hmm. But nothing like that.
Are there cameras in the hallway?
You actually have pretty good situational awareness. One of the things that you've noticed is a distinct lack of cameras. Hmm. Especially for such an area, like for such a significant area. Most of all the cameras are pretty much in the lobby. Once you get up onto the upper floors, there are no cameras whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's just a striking bit of like a real weird security lapse.
I mean, you kind of have to. Yeah, not how I would do it, but anyway, I'll actually like put my fingers underneath the painting and see if there's anything underneath it, and I'll can look underneath.
It's uncanny. Like you're like, there's nothing odd here at all. Yeah, and it's hard to say what Kate experienced. Not necessarily discounting her experience, but you're not seeing anything of note here.
I got a bloody rag in one hand. It's from a painting that doesn't have any blood on it. All right. I'll just go back.
All right. So to fast forward a little bit.
I'll give her a Snickers when we get in.
Maybe your blood sugar's low. I mean, it's always possible.
You're not wrong.
It's all right. It's all right. We're under a lot of stress, but
you guys are all under a lot of stress.
So.
Yeah.
I'm doing this kind of because I'm probably quite a bit taller. I'm like, you know how bloody nose?
Right. So you guys, after a very well-deserved day of effort and working on this campaign, you guys crash. And Matt, have you ever had a dream where
not recently
you just sort of find yourself in the midst of a pleasurable situation, if you will? So
I would say he probably has it not in a long time.
Not in a while. So like you feel what may be the familiar weight of a female body on top of you. And she and your eyes are closed. You're in that sort of blissful state between being awake and asleep, and your awareness is partially there, and you start to ask yourself immediately, is this a dream? As she starts to nibble on your ear and kiss down your neck. And she's basically, she's on top of you in all the right ways.
We need to stop.
Let's put to say this. Rubbing your chest, and one of the things you feel is her lips press against yours, and her tongue enter your mouth, and starts to really entice you in a lot of ways. Give me a soul check.
You. Okay.
Or you know what? I'll be fort check, or whichever's higher, soul or fort.
Fort. By 1.
Yeah, way to go.
11.
All right, perfect. So you're aware that this is not a lucid dream. This is real. And some part of your mind recognizes that someone is actually touching your physical body, because, if you're having a sexy time dream, you might just go along with it and not worry about, and it's odd because you were fighting to almost open your eyes to see what's happening, but you felt like maybe you should just let whatever was going to happen. But you have the choice. You have the presence of mind to say, I'm going to open my eyes. I'm going to pull myself out of my semi-awake state, and I'm going to see what's happening.
Pull-out method never works.
Or conversely, you allow this pleasant dream. And I do want to highlight, your stress level over the last few months has been extreme. And so, you haven't been getting a lot of pleasure your way as of late.
It's hard to pleasure yourself in a room.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a single shower stall.
There is if there's a will, there's a way. If you
can get through boot camp and a barracks, I think you'll be all right.
I mean, why do you think Rowena and I took so long getting back? We had to make a stop.
I do apologize. I keep using so much of the shampoo.
Yeah.
I just keep refilling it.
And you're I mean,
I sent out a memo. Whoever keeps leaving pubes in the soap, please stop.
and as she's like, and as she's kissing you, you can feel what you can only presume is naked breasts pushing against your chest.
I think after that, like when you're half in the REM, half out, and you're kind of in that. I think he goes. I think he actually realizes something's not right, and I think he does the the bolt upright.
All right, so you bolt upright, presumably, but I don't want to take away your player agency. Do you kind of like grab her and pull her away or something like that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay,
if not almost like I'm doing a front choke. I don't know what I'm doing.
So you do you just grab her and you kind of pull her away, and and she was doing the tongue tango with you at this point, and in your I know, right? And your semi state of you were kind of PDA going into it a little bit, and you see the completely closed and asleep form of a nude Danielle who is on top of you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she seems to be mimicking, she's still kissing you. Mm-hmm. Even as you're holding her back. Mm-hmm. She is out like a light, and she is completely naked. And, this is your cousin.
Where are you from, Matt?
He's from
Don't
West
worry
Virginia,
about
of course.
that. we had a text about that, didn't we? Everybody else is sleeping, so I'm going to try to do this as quietly as possible, but I'm going to get some of my water bottle and just kind of spray her, do the put some of my hands and splash her with it and try to wake her up.
Yeah. So what's crazy is this would normally work to wake her up, in the past, and she got over this years ago with the sleepwalking. She continues to make advances on you, even trying to reach down under, if you will, to try to and her eyes are closed the entire time. It's like she is incredibly insistent, and you are trying to get her awake. Now the thing is that physically she's not even fighting you one way or another, but she continues to try to make amorous advances towards you the entire time as you're trying to sprinkle her, and it's sprinkle her. I'm sorry, put some water on her and stuff like that.
If that's not working, I grab my pillow and put it in her arms, and then just try to set her down on the bed by herself, and just kind of try to figure out what else I'm going to do to wake her up.
So,
kiss the pillow.
So after you kind of put her down to bed, you basically what I want to get from the other interns is go ahead and give me a give me a perception check.
Sorry, did you say all the other interns give a?
Yeah, because not super quiet. You got 9. All right.
11.
All right. You guys are exhausted, so only people who get a full success are going to wake up.
I got a 3.
All right, Kate. I mean, you awaken to the very odd sight of Matt basically trying to lower a completely nude but kind of covered Danny back onto her cot as she's trying to kind of reach for him. Mm-hmm. It is odd. They made just enough noise that you managed to actually, despite your exhaustion, mm-hmm. wake up.
Do we know that Danny's been having sleepwalking issues? I mean, I would assume we do.
You do. You do. Almost everybody knows about this by now.
Because I've had to get her from like the hallway, the like a different floor. So she's
okay. And I'm going to guess that probably one of the reasons why I had such a high roll is that I'm closer, like my bed is closer maybe to Danny's. So I'm just going to open my eye. Like, Matt, does Danny need help getting, is she having sleepwalking stuff again? Do you need help? I'm going to crawl out of bed and like bring my blanket bring one of the blankets with me and try to like help her down into bed.
Yeah.
And in a way, like even if we can, like to tie her into the bed.
I'm like trying to I'm taking my blanket and wrapping pillows up in it and just like trying to make it look like those security pillows.
Oh yeah.
So like she's not seemingly fighting. And
I know.
Once you guys
replace myself with 2 pillows and a blanket to make it.
once you guys kind of burrito her in, she seems to settle down, and you see her like nighttime, like basically clothing where you guys all have. She just wears like pajama bottoms, a t-shirt, like a lot of the ladies do here, and you see them like pooled next to her cot. It becomes very obvious that she got up and she's never taken off her clothes before.
I fold it all up and put it back with her stuff, and then.
No, wait, Matt, no. I got this, and I'm used to. I've had to dress some drunk friends before. It's okay, and so if you just take her arm and we can, I'll put her clothes back on her. You would be surprised how many sorority sisters end up like this at some point or another.
I don't think I would be.
Probably not. What did Brad say? Slutatious? Yeah.
Don't be slutatious.
As soon as we get that done, or I think that Kate's got it, I go and steal one of Ian's hidden cigarettes, and I go into the bathroom and turn the exhaust fan on.
It seems like it was an appropriate.
I take a couple of dollars and I roll it up and put it where the cigarette was that I took out.
Yeah. And so Kate, as you lie Danny down, she quits trying to make like any kind of weird amorous things, but you do hear her kind of like moaning in her sleep, as though it seems to be having a good time with someone.
Good for her.
Yeah, it's odd.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is she hurting herself at all?
No.
Okay.
No. It just seems to be as though she shifted over to be experiencing the throes of intense pleasure.
That's why I went into the bathroom to have a cigarette.
Yeah. I'll finish tying her into bed and just knock on the door.
Yeah, it's and not even particularly loud.
It's not like closed. It's closed but not locked or latched or anything. I just kind of close it so that the whole office doesn't, or the whole room doesn't smell like. And I'm just kind of standing on the toilet next to the exhaust fan.
Do you mind if I come in?
Phrasing.
All right. And I'll just I'll close the door. Come in, close the door. Okay.
That's
are you okay?
Yeah, that's new.
I don't know if she'd ever done that in her sleep before. I've seen friends do some weird stuff, but
nope. Usually it's out in the yard on the porch, but she wasn't that went away when she got older, and it just started up again in the last week or so. So I'm guessing stress related, but that's new. That's weird.
All right. Are you gonna tell her about it, or see if she
no?
Do you want me to talk briefly with her tomorrow and see if oh hey, I noticed you were moving around in your sleep. Do you remember your dream?
That's fine. That's fine. Everything else, no.
That's okay.
We can discuss that after we're done here.
Yeah.
Ugh. I think my ulcer's getting worse.
Hey, I have some
She's got
Prevacid
rolls.
if you want some.
She's got rolls of Tums that he keeps chewing.
Just every day.
Big vat of them.
Somebody buy me a 12-pack.
I've been buying flats of them from Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Do you need to, or do you never want us to talk about this again? Ever?
I'm good. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna go make some more bad New York tweets real quick. That makes me feel good.
Okay.
Hands off my Twitter.
Oh, I'm sorry, Facebook.
Hands off my
And don't touch Danny's Twitter anymore either.
I think Danny was touching Matt's Twitter.
No evidence of anything.
I woke up because my dick dar went off. I knew that someone was
Right.
somewhere, and
Somebody's got a boner.
Why is Kate so good at detecting boners?
Alert, erect penis within 9 inches.
She wakes up. Oh no, it went away really quick. What happened?
to your credit, Matt, the mood killer. Like once you realize, you were like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, but your body immediately was like, "Oh, I'm done." Okay, never mind. Let's not have that happen. But so, you guys, it takes a while, but Matt, you eventually fall back asleep.
Yeah,
and
mouthwash, toothbrush,
Face down.
and
down, ass up.
Danny appears to be by the time you get back, Kate, she appears to be finished, if you will.
okay,
And,
good for her.
and sleeping very quietly and peacefully with a little smile on her face. And that is the first day. And you only got 2 days left till election night. Does anyone need to take a break? A bio break? Okay. I figured we were getting about that point.
Oh, yeah.
If Jason's listening, this may be a two-parter.
You know,
My-
I came back with popcorn and I sit
Right.
down and I hear
Part
Dick
2's
Dar.
on January 6th.
Oh,
Part two.
God, no.
Part 2 on January 6th. I don't
That's not fucking funny.
It's not. It is a nightmare, though.
I'm there for it.
I had a whole scene ready if I woke up, but
I wonder what Rowena would have done.
I was gonna have her stumble into the bathroom wearing a MAGA shirt that was like 3 sizes too big for her, with like down over one shoulder. And she was just gonna come over and like rub her face in the sink.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let me do something. All right. I'll be back.
All right.
Yeah, Brent, I came back with popcorn just in time to hear some conversation about Dick Dar.
Oh, you missed Thorg's sexual encounter with his cousin.
Cool. I'm sure that'll. Yeah, that's good.
Good track, well, for sure.
Well, it's Kult.
It is.
And for those of you who are watching, man, you gotta.
You can't avoid a little bit of that stuff. You get a little weirdness.
I still never forget that one.
All right.
That one episode, man.
So for those of you who are out there in internet land, just know that I'm watching this with the same shock and awe on my face. I hope you guys are having a good night, and election anxiety is not over the top for you.
States against the road to 270, and it's being filled out along the familiar lines that we've all become so familiar with over these last couple of presidential cycles, with those big question marks.
Now I'm wondering what the updates are.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch it.
Looked at them.
Yeah. I've got a bottle of whiskey over there with my name on it, depending on how this thing plays out.
Heard. Oof.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you know.
Tell us about your character in City of Heroes. What Tumbar, what's your character?
You okay?
Sorry, guys, I was talking in the chat.
Oh.
You're good.
Now, at some point in the future, from what I understand, we're going to run Kult traditional way, where it has a lot of depth and like character flaws.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Is that I think Jason, you said you were going to run.
I sure am.
You're going to run Kult in the traditional way. I'm running an off-brand version of Kult. So like, there's a lot of depth to this system that I'm not exactly covering here. Mostly going with heavy on the role play, light on the rules on this one. But yeah,
that's why we do it best, I think.
Oh yeah, you know, but the actual Kult system, because I was reading up on it, man, there's a lot to it. There is.
It's Tommy.
Sorry, all these dick jokes have made me need to go and get some like phallic zebra cake roll.
I'm here for that.
Zebra cakes are like the best snack. It's like my favorite.
They're so awesome.
That is the most popular selling snack at the shop.
There we go.
Zebra cakes.
Yeah, they're good. They're delicious. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
Seriously, have you seen the rolls?
Yeah, we have Swiss rolls too.
I love them.
Swiss rolls are great too.
More a fan of the strawberry shortcake rolls. Those a slap. They hit way harder than they should.
I have too many rolls as it is. I'm good.
Yeah.
I say with my bag of leftover Halloween candy.
All right. So before we get going, I do want to respect everyone's time. What is everyone's hard stop? 11:30 Eastern?
I got none. I don't care.
I got 0.
I got 0.
I have an office with a door and a lock. So
yeah, all right. I'll keep going until somebody's like, no, I gotta quit.
Well, now it's a challenge.
I know.
That's a challenge. Like, you last the last 3 days.
I can do it.
Hey, I have
one.
years and years and years of training of only sleeping like 2 to 3 hours a day. I think.
All right. Well, let's get to it then. So, cell phone alarms go off. It's 6 a.m. Came too fast.
I am sleeping between the wall and my cot on the floor with a shirt rolled up for a pillow because my blanket and pillow are in somebody else's bed, and I didn't want to be in my bed in case they tried to climb on top of me again.
That is fair. No other incidents happened during the night. Brad comes in and he's like, "All right, everybody, wakey, eggs and bakey. How you all doing?" He looks over at Danny and he's like, "Huh? Why are you in a burrito?" I'm not worried about it.
She was sleepwalking. No big deal.
It's like she really should probably work on that, but we
got it, bud.
Who am I to talk?
No one.
Like, he does kind of look at you a little bit, Kate, at the sass, and he just kind of pauses for a second, and then he's like I was saying. And by the way, while he's kind of getting started with this, Danny wakes up and she's just like, and she kind of looks down. And oh, did it happen again? And she sighs.
Yeah, I'll help untie her and like we'll talk later. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it's the first morning that Matt isn't up before everybody else.
Well, I mean, you're fucking exhausted at this point. Yeah, as you're untying her, Danny looks down, and she's just like, "Why am I naked?" She whispers to Kate.
Oh, I tried to put. I don't know. You must have tried to. I don't know. Like maybe in your sleep you just took off your clothes. I don't know. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So she's just like, can you just kind of like give me my clothes while I'm in my burrito?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no problem. If you want to even like just take that into the bath, I don't know. Or you can just like dress inside of it. It's okay.
Yeah. So you kind of untie her, and she basically kind of like picks herself up, burrito and all, and asks you to just grab some clothes for her, and kind of like shuffles her way towards the bathroom. Brad, the entire time, just has his arms
over here. Over here,
he can't help it. He just watches her as she kind of goes out, and it's like, so you guys
no
having a little bit of
nope
hanky panky?
Nope.
It's like, we're all adults here.
Nope.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nope.
Ain't that right? Nope. Ain't that right, Rowena? And he winks at you.
I believe most of us might be adults yet. she'll kind of wander over to the coffee maker and like what's left of the coffee from yesterday.
Oh, hey, look, I got a like on one of my Facebook posts. She just
slowly pours it into a cup, and then she pulls out like a little pill bottle and like crushes a couple pills with the one of the empty cups, and then just kind of puts in her coffee and stirs it.
It's fucking gross as hell, but it does the job, right?
It's like couple Xanax make it hit a little harder.
Ben's like, duh, but did some happen last night?
No.
Brad just raises an eyebrow and says, and he's just like, too easy. And Ian, what are you doing?
I am trying to drag my ass out of bed. I'm scrolling through my social media, taking notes, trying to come up with ideas for things to tweet today. Referencing the calendar. I'm just right into business mode. I don't want to fall behind. I grab a couple of my plan is to grab a big jug of coffee and a couple of breakfast bars or protein bars from the continental breakfast or whatever they're doing for us.
Yeah, it's a pretty lackluster daily kind of catered breakfast. They have that kind of fare there as well. Brad stands around there kind of like leering at you guys as and Danielle kind of makes her way back out, wearing some more appropriate clothing. And he's like, well, now that everyone's together, it's like today we have a press junket. Donald will be answering questions up in the penthouse. We're going to need some extra coverage from you guys. Basically, you're just going to be there to sort of just assist wherever you're needed. I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to need you all for. However, you may be asked to help out to the best of your ability, whatever that is. Ben, try not to fuck things up. That's all I have to say. Matt, of course, you're in charge.
Got it.
All right. Well, everybody, what are we going to do today?
Make America great again.
That's right. Your lack of enthusiasm is noted, Rowena, but
Well, she's still mad from 1812. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Well, eat yourself a scone and get some tea, because it's going to be a very interesting day. We are in the final stretch, Brad walks out rather quickly and basically tells you to get up to the penthouse office to engage with the press junket and follow orders from various people up there.
Hi, Brad. Okay.
All right. Now I think we need to be dressed a little more.
Yeah.
Professionally.
Danielle says to Matt, it's like, yeah, those that bedding is and she seems to smile to look a little sheepish. It's ruined. So
it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just
there's like a laundromat or something the next floor down. I'll take care of it later.
Did something happen last night?
Nah.
What happened?
You're just sleepwalking.
Okay. She's like, okay. I didn't want to embarrass myself or anything.
Nah, it's just me, Kate. You're fine.
Okay. And she's like, she looks at Kate like she like.
Oh, honey,
like,
I have seen sorority sisters do so much worse. Oh, you were so totally fine. It's okay.
Do horrible stuff.
Yeah. We just wanted to. We were worried that you would hurt yourself, and so that's why we tied you in there. That's nothing. Nothing terrible happened. Can I use like intuition or something to see if she remembers, or like if she's trying to cover up, or if she actually doesn't remember?
Yeah, give me an intuition.
Oh, fudgy. That is 6.
You can't be quite sure about how much she actually remembers. You could tell that there is like her face is quite red, and so there is a certain amount of embarrassment there. But you can't be sure what the embarrassment centers around.
Okay.
I distract her by changing the subject and
then tell Ian I borrowed one of his things and put some in there. Sorry, I needed it.
All right. All right, man.
Ian, what is the tweet for today?
Kafifi.
We can't do that again.
We can't do that again.
Can't do a kafifi again.
6:30 in the morning. Thank you for your support, Virginia. In one day, get out and vote. Trump Pence 16. That's neutral enough, right?
He's very neutral. Very safe, very neutral.
New York still sucks. Oh, sorry.
Boo, New York. Nobody in New York was going to vote for you anyway. Screw it. It was not. It's not your place. You need to get out there and get Ohio. Everybody knows you got to get Ohio and Pennsylvania.
I agree.
That's what the trick is.
Swing states are more important.
Pull them. All right, so we fast forward to the press junket and everything, and for the first time in a while, you see Donald Trump in all of his glory. He's all he's all made up, and you see Kellyanne Conway there as well, his campaign manager. It is bustling. And he's answering some questions before before the press kind of gets to him. They're kind of setting up right now. So Kellyanne Conway, actually, not Brad, comes up to you, and she's like, "Rowena, darling."
Oh, yes.
It's like, "How have you been?" And she puts her hand on your shoulder.
Is she on my right or my left?
She is on your right.
Fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause much trouble.
No. It's not any trouble at all. I was wondering, not to be indelicate, but, well, you see, our diversity hire, Ray Rivera, she's not around today. And so we were wondering if you could stand in and get some pictures around Donald. However, I know that you have your infirmity that you try so hard to hide. Do you mind perhaps wearing this? And she pulls out from her from a little bag. It looks like it was bought very recently, an eye patch. Do you? It's like, could you perhaps wear this and be seen next to our candidates?
To be fair, I'm an intern, but I'm not a pirate.
Well, you see, your glass eye it's too realistic. We need people to know that you have a problem, that you have a disability, and we need to put that on full display. And we don't have our other we don't have our Mexican intern here today. She's not feeling well. She's sick. I want to see if you would, go ahead and pop out that glass eye and just do this, And she smiles at you again. Her smile never quite reaching her eyes.
Sure, no problem. She just kind of reaches up and pulls out her left eye. Just puts the patch on, puts it in her pocket. She has like a little like, it's almost like a little velvet dice bag, and she just kind of puts it in that, and it's on the back of her badge.
All right. So to pause for a second, Rowena, how does this feel for you? What is this like for you? Yeah. What's it like?
Probably really demeaning. Because she tries to like not bring it up.
And so for you, what do you feel like how you're going to handle it when they take you up to the stage?
She's probably going to roll to like try to keep it together.
Okay. Give me a coolness check.
Because she hasn't been around Donald, so it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So coolness check. Let's see here. It's going to be a 4.
A 4 and everything. So what does it look like when Rowena loses her composure?
So she kind of like twitches a little bit, and she scratches her arm a lot. Like it's where she had the surgery on her arm, and the pins were put in it from her accident.
So as they're bringing you up there, you can see that Kellyanne Conway is like, and they get some people to kind of like pull you away before you can even interact with Donald, and she just says it's okay. Not everyone can handle their first time. Maybe you can just stand in the sidelines and
Perfect. Yeah, I could do that. I do apologize. I'm sorry to be such a bother.
Before you even finish that sentence, she walks away, as though you're not even like a person that's important enough for her to acknowledge anymore.
She probably kind of mumbles under her breath, "Fucking bitch."
And it's like once you lost your usefulness,
yeah,
she was done with you.
She probably should make a coolness under pressure to maybe not say that it's loud as she thought.
I like that. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a 9.
You do manage to hold it together. Like, I mean, you may be just a little bit loud. You think that Kellyanne heard it, but you don't think anyone else heard it. And she seems to look back and you swear she sneers at you.
I just look away, so she's looking at the eye patch.
Like
Nice.
She almost makes like it's almost like a predatory shark-like look in your direction. But then she turns back around and leaves. So
Will
she
prevent her
definitely-
from making eye contact.
Pull it
Right?
out. Point your lips to it.
All right. So,
Did I see any of that going on?
you know, so a lot of these things are happening at the same time and everything. You, Matt, being the leader that you are, you're told to escort the press up. So as you're heading up, there is a the press is just one of the press guys is like, hey, yo, can you maybe let us go ahead and get some footage of maybe some other areas? You know, give us the grand tour, like the secret tour. He's like, I'll make it worth your while.
If I knew any of that stuff, maybe. No.
Come on, you're with the campaign. Let us.
No.
All right. He's just like, come on, $100.
$100.
It's like you can't be getting paid.
Gee, Willie.
Fine, $200.
Oh man, I could afford that new Camaro. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. I forget. You're with the Associated Press. I could finally afford that pickup truck I always wanted.
Funny. Funny.
Nah, we're just gonna go to the penthouse where you guys.
He's just like, you sure? It's like, I have a lot of connections.
I do too.
So he just shrugs and he's like, fine, we'll go up to the penthouse.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like I do like Rowena did earlier, except that I'm the front. I don't say it quiet enough that I know that he didn't hear me. It's like cockroaches.
So give me.
He does really disdain the quote press, so he has no problem just being like, yeah.
Right. Go ahead and give me a soul check as you're making your way up there.
He's a soul man. No, he's not. I should have made a thing for this. 5. I get a lot of 5s.
All right. You find yourself becoming increasingly frustrated with these press vultures.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself sorely tempted
You didn't need me to roll for that.
Right. No. and to a degree, you can tell that they're trying to get inside information out of you, and so they're just like, "What's it work like working for the Trump campaign?" So you want to do a side interview, and people they're really trying to pull you in to try to do some things. So what I want from you, because you're kind of losing a bit of your composure here.
I was gonna make it sound like Candyland, like just absolute over the top sarcastic everything.
Right. So you find yourself slipping a little bit, and you kind of tell them a little bit about what you really feel about the media.
No.
So what do you really feel?
Oh, cockroaches, scum that don't actually do the research, parrot everything from one party, fabricate stuff. It's like, I don't need you spreading more lies than you're probably already going to make up just by walking up this floor. It's cool, man.
So you actually kind of like, in a weird way, you losing your composure actually kind of shuts them down a little bit, where they're just like, oh,
have you ever done anything actual work in your entire life, or you just walk around and make fun of people?
It's like you Trumpers are all the same.
So you don't have to call me a Trumper. I just don't like you. Wouldn't matter. If I was in Hillary's building right now, I'd say the same thing. Except that she'd be probably licking your boots, or vice versa. Yeah? You all be done? Should we go upstairs before I tell you more about how I feel about your filthy And I just keep going on as I don't stop talking all the way up. It's just the entire way. It's just I don't swear, but it's just absolute disrespect to all of them the entire way up.
So you actually channel a little bit of Donald's disdain for the fake media, fake news, and how the media engages with him. And you actually get and you see that some of the other aides around there seem to nod in respect and kind of like almost like laugh at you.
Is somebody from
like not laugh at you, but yeah.
Is somebody from Rolling Stone there?
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah, it seems to make sense.
And then I go into this story about how when we were in Iraq and they got a picture of this guy who had to retrieve one of the Iraqi police's heads off of the bridge, and the private, his entire career got screwed because somebody from the Associated Press took a picture of him with this guy's head in his hands, and he was ordered to do it, but the press made it sound like we were having fun and playing soccer on it. On top of the bridge, and then that kid ended up killing himself because of them. That's from you don't have to associate me with Donald Trump. I hate you because of the vultures that you are.
Wow. Yeah. Like, I mean, honestly, you kind of like make them all go real quiet, and they kind of just sidle in, and Brad gives you a thumbs up when they all come in, and you kind of do get to see. You can tell Rowena kind of chokes when she goes up there. However,
if I can, when I'm done with them, I scoot over and give her a half of a Toblerone.
That is a very good candy.
Are you on her left or her right side?
I know which side your patch side is, so I'll go to the eyeball side. He's been around people with missing things, so he'll go to the correct side. Especially now that you have a patch over where it's easier to tell which one's which.
Don't have to rely on memory anymore.
All right, so. And this is all happening concurrently, so keeping in mind. So, even like reversing time a little bit. Kate, Brad comes up to you. He's like, "Yeah, you doing hot stuff?"
I'm doing very well, Brad. Thanks for noticing.
Oh, good to see you. Hey, I'm going to need because we have some basically we have some pussies here who have dietary restrictions. Can we go ahead and can you go get me something called vegan coffee and gluten-free bagels?
Certainly I will.
And make sure that you're back as soon as you possibly can. Thank you, hon.
Question.
Absolutely, Brad. Thank you.
What is a vegan coffee? I thought they were beans.
Yeah, Brad has no idea either. But yes,
Brad, I for once actually agree with something that you said.
Now you get out there and you make a difference, Kate.
Vegan coffee.
I will. Thank you very much. Should I use the card to get these things?
Yes, you can go ahead and use the card.
Okay. Are we worried at all about the interest rates or anything like that? Are we paying this off appropriately?
Brad just squints his eyes. He's like,
I just say that.
He's like, why are you? What are you talking about? We don't not pay you to think.
You're right. I'm so sorry. Here, wait.
Brad.
And put my boobs like really. I'm like, sorry. Okay, let's. I'll go out and get that for you. How's that?
I actually do that side. I'm like, Brad.
Brad almost seems surprised by like he's like,
I'm sorry. My tits and I will go get some food for the pussies. I'll be right back.
You've actually managed to get Brad to stop talking for once, which is weird.
That got my attention. I look up from
Ian never notices me.
All right.
I've been kind of working on that. And he hasn't.
Rowena will give you the side eye.
I always notice you. You're my favorite, Kate.
Yeah, so I will head out, and I'm sure that I can find those things.
So, Kate, you're out and about, with the car. Getting vegan coffee and gluten-free bagels.
And trying to calm myself down like, oh, don't lose it. Come on. You're a day and a half away from all A's from fucking Dr. Forsyth. All right, I can do this.
So what are you going to do? Like, just get the coffee and bagels, or?
I'm going to get the coffee and bagels.
You going to get the coffee and bagels?
I'm going to go to Starbucks first because, that's where I'm sure I can find that. And if they're like, what are you talking about? I was just like, just write it on the cup. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I actually do need the gluten-free bagels because, some people are a little.
If it's for the press corps, go ahead and get as much gluten in there as you can.
I'm going to be nice. But yeah, so I will go and get those things. And I'm going to stop along the way. And we talked about stopping to get some alcohol. I'm going to stop in and get some, like a bunch of nips. So that way I can put them in my purse and just hand those out to people as they need them, as the interns need them, rather than like a big old bottle. Plus, I can be like, hey, you want my nip? There you go.
There you go.
Except to Brad.
There you go.
All right.
Brad.
Last but not least, Ian. They have, you've already done some of your social media stuff this morning. Ian, they pull you in. And so one of the other aides is just like, hey, you're some kind of like engineer or something, right?
I mean, some kind of engineer, yeah.
Yeah. Can you go ahead and help me and help fix this lighting setup here? Like, I have like parts of this lighting frame seem to be going out, and they said that you're really handy with that stuff. I need you to like climb up there and
You want me to climb up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brad's
And
asking him to do this.
not Brad.
Take off the tie to do it.
Yeah. This is this is an aide by the name of Jeremy.
Okay.
But kind of like an underling that's come out of the woodwork for this
How high
press
is
conference.
the ceiling?
Is he paid?
Oh yeah, he is paid.
I'd say it's definitely superior to me. Okay. Before I go up there, I'm going to take a hit of my asthma inhaler. Okay. All right. What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do?
Yeah, I just need you to like. It seems like the whole thing is like there's a part that's disconnected. Can you get up there and just go ahead and fix it?
Up there.
Yeah, you're the tech guy.
I'm the social media guy. I'm not. All right. No problem. How am I getting?
Listen, if you won't do it, this guy will.
I got it.
And he points over at Benjamin, and you see Benjamin's like, yeah, sure.
I was confused for a second, but it's okay. It's okay. That absolutely. Sure. Are we riding a cherry picker up there? How are we getting up there?
You just got to climb up there. Give me a coolness check if you're going to do it.
I'm climbing up there?
How high is it?
Yeah.
Scaffolding?
It is. It's not. It's actually not that high. It's maybe like 7 or 8 feet.
Like if he was on my shoulders?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that. It's not that high.
9.
Although you are messing around with electricity, technically.
I got a 9.
You got a 9? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you do manage to reconnect it with minimal with minimal issues, and it happens to perfectly catch Donald in his immaculate makeup that makes him look more orange than usual.
Yeah,
and and
I'm sweating bullets.
Yeah, what's interesting is you do have a really good, like, as the light comes down on it, you notice no check whatsoever required. He has some caked on makeup. You think that you see underneath his face almost like movement, as though there's something that moves underneath his chin and goes like this and up to here and then disappears, like an abscess or a boil that almost like moves underneath there. It's quick, but you have a really good vantage point. And with the lighting the way it is, you find yourself quite taken aback by this.
Disturbed. Yes.
Yeah.
Gross. Too far away for me to catch on like my cell phone or anything. Not that anybody would let me get away with that, but I look around to see if any cameras are on or anything.
They're not on yet. Yeah, I mean, you're still doing the setup, and Matt's down there bringing up those press people right now. Kate seemed to have just left. Rowena has popped out her eye around this time and seems to be putting on an eye patch and starting to move towards the front. So you were kind of reaching that point where the press release is just kind of getting started here.
Okay. I'm kind of worried, not really worried. I'm kind of wondering whether some weird special effects are going on here. Are there any other lights shining on him that may have caused this illusion to occur?
Well, as soon as you saw it, it seems like it was gone. Like I said, like what comes to mind is almost like a foreign body, maybe a worm or a snake, almost like underneath the skin, moving very quickly and then disappearing.
That had to be. It may take me a minute, but I'm going to try and convince myself that was just a trick of the lights. That there probably somebody else was adjusting lights too, and it just came off weird, or maybe he had a muscle spasm in his jaw or something. I can't have seen what I thought I saw. So I'm going to try and convince myself of that.
Okay. So to sort of fast forward, the press release, it doesn't quite go over as well as intended. The media seems somewhat perturbed during this interaction. You're not sure why, but they just seem like they've been riled up. Their questions are pointed and rather difficult. They don't really have anyone for Trump to kind of like parade around to show that he has a focus on diversity and inclusion, if you will. And so even though the lighting is good and those gluten-free bagels are actually truly amazing, and nobody and those people who have their celiac disease are able to eat them without getting glutened. Right? What were you saying, Tara?
Go Kate. Right,
like Kate like nailed it. Like nobody got glutened.
No,
you get a very lukewarm reception around it, and everything. In the aftermath, Brad says, I did sort of expect better from most of you on this one. We have to put our best foot forward. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Does that make sense for you all? I just want you to know that. Matt, you did a fantastic job.
No, I was the leader.
It's entirely my fault. I do apologize. I can fix that right away.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still wearing your patch, Rowena?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say, I would appreciate some specific feedback as to how I could have improved.
Oh no, you did great, Ian. You got those lights going just fine. You know, Kate, you got bagels, I guess. So I mean, that's fine. Well, you know, Matt, you did great. Ben, Ben, you bend it up, and that's what I expect from you these days. And Rowena, you just need to have confidence in your disability and infirmity and stuff. And I
forgot to keep my eye on the ball.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's like, hey, tomorrow's another day. We have, speaking of, one more day before the election. So tomorrow's going to be very busy. So, like I said, just, keep our eye on the ball, keep our head in the game.
We got it. You were good.
Got it.
We're good.
Thank you, Brad, for all your feedback.
I'm going to set my alarm to go off every 2 hours overnight, and I'm gonna put my phone where it's gonna vibrate and wake me up so that I can check the Twitter feeds and see what I need to do. I have queued up a few tweets to share overnight, just more of the same, but I don't want there to be a big gap in time, so I'm gonna do that overnight.
I'm going to pull out my nips and mixers. I'm going to pull out my nips and the mixers and be like, folks,
is it drinking
I was
night?
able to get these on the way out when I was out getting bagels. So if anybody needs some, we've really earned them today.
I fucking love you, Kate.
Oh, Rowena, I cannot believe that I am so horrified that they made you take out your eye. And that was so demeaning, and I was so angry. I wanted to punch Brad in the face.
I mean, to be fair, they couldn't really make you guys take out your eye.
I mean, they might. But no.
That's dehumanizing, though.
Yes,
it happens.
You two work so hard. You don't deserve to be treated like that.
Well, not all of us have important skills like you, Ian.
You've always good, Ian.
Skills, what do you think you're here for?
Show.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has something to do with the hourglass figure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, women like Trump, too.
You were selected. You were both selected for your skill set. And I know that these guys like your pretty face, but I know that you have strong skill sets. They wouldn't waste time and money on people who aren't valuable.
Ian's right.
Don't have skills.
But we're not getting paid.
Well,
we know we have skills.
They're still spending money by supporting you and traveling around and feeding you and stuff like that. They're still spending money.
I gave you a Toblerone.
I suppose. I did like it.
Do you have any more Toblerone? Those are really good. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get one.
Maybe.
Do you have any of the little, I'll just take a cone. That's just like one little triangle of it. They're so good.
She'll take the eye patch off and throw it in the trash can and put her eye back in.
Good.
Should have just left the eye patch off too. Just really creeped him out. Then you should have heard what I was saying to the press corps before we got upstairs.
What did you say?
You get a good ribbon.
I hate them so much.
Is that why they were so bitchy today?
Probably. I mean, what's any different than normal days? Anyway.
That's awesome.
Oh, so I have a question. While we're all sipping on the
sipping on nips. Yes.
Sipping nips and sipping on our little whatevers.
except Matt.
You say something about that, and I go, so who do you think is creepier, Kellyanne or Eric?
Oh.
Who's more ick? I saw the way Eric talks to you, lady.
Eric.
Oh, go ahead.
To be fair, Eric only looks at my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Mine too.
Since Kelly seems to just stare right through me.
Or look right at your eye. Did she do that?
So, in
I
fairness,
can't really
Eric
tell if she's
also
looking
looks
into my eye. I'll have to take your word for it.
See, I think Eric is creepier, and only because I also know that, like, ooh, Donald Trump had to have sex to make this thing. And then I'm so grossed out by thinking, yeah, exactly. And really, like, just that also, like, yes.
He could be adopted.
Maybe. Actually.
Isn't he an anchor baby? That's what the Democrats are saying.
Anchor baby? I don't think I understand.
That's when somebody who's an immigrant has a baby while they're in the United States so that they get to stay with their kid.
Oh, got it. Interesting.
We used to go, because we had a professor who had this wife, and like we called his kid the anchor baby because his wife got pregnant just so they would stay together. And we were actually, I guess, kind of dicks, but sorry, that's not
wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Wait, but don't we not like that? I thought we were against that. Are you
really a Republican? Like, do you really think that Trump is the candidate that you want to?
Doesn't matter.
Aren't all politicians bad? I mean,
Pretty much.
Like some in the UK are kind of good, but it does seem to get a little out of hand. I mean, even with the parliamentary system, it's a little odd.
I can't think of in Britain either.
It's all about how you can make the system work for you, right? Isn't that?
Well,
So my parents are Republicans, but they were like Democrats. They were more liberals when they were younger, but now that they have money and they're both lawyers and they want to hold on to their money and they see things differently now, and they think this is, and I don't know. I don't think anybody's right or wrong, but I need this letter of recommendation so I can get a good job when I graduate. So
one more day.
So
We got this.
Danny, who's not really incredibly participatory in this conversation, she's already like getting a little sloshed, and she just says, I guess it doesn't even matter anyway. No matter what we do, no matter what we do, nothing's really going to change. Ain't that right, Matt? And she takes another swig of her drink, her mixed drink, leftover Sprite, by the way. So whatever you guys got, there's leftover Sprite from the previous day before. So
Did you happen to get any scotch, Kate?
Why, yes, I did. Apparently, I'm sorry, I'm keeping all my nips down there. Yes, I'm getting my purse. I mean, yes. I mean, it's probably not as good as the scotch that you would get, but still.
Well, I mean,
It's that little green bottle on the bottom shelf. It's got like 10 years of dust buildup on it, and it's still sitting in the bottom shelf of the liquor store.
They're like, this is a really good one. Look at it.
What is it? McCullen 8-year.
It's probably Ardbeg.
Hardbake's good, man. What are you talking about?
Too much Pete, baby.
Oh.
He is probably going to go on and rationalize his support for Trump as the way a lot of us did in 2016, which was to rationalize that Trump isn't a politician. He's only in it for the fame, and he's going to surround himself with people who know what they're doing, and it's not going to be that big a deal. So he's going to rationalize this shit out of it and just keep telling himself the same story he's been telling himself when he's making up tweets, that it's just for the attention. All publicity is good publicity, and this doesn't really represent what's happened behind the scenes.
So you guys kind of commiserate under a lot of your like kind of experiences here. Ben is remarkably quiet during this whole time. He mostly just kind of plays on his phone. He does drink a little bit, but you get a very strong sense of defeat from him about what he's, he hasn't had a win in a while. Mm-hmm. As Brad would put it, this whole thing, there's winners and losers, and he has not had a win for a quick minute. Danny, on the other hand, seems like she loosens up quite a bit as she drinks, and kind of, complain. She does talk about, she says, I'm kind of hoping that this is going to lead to a big job. Maybe I'll even go into politics myself. When it's all over. It's like, I bet I'd be a really good politician. What do you think, Matt?
I think so. Let's start local, though.
I make a comment to Ben. She's going to need a full-time bodyguard.
Ben nods. And he's like, it's going to be hard even if there is a first woman president.
Well, like
people
let's start local.
Don't like that.
I don't know. I don't think it's that. I just don't think it's Hillary. I think that was probably not the greatest choice, at least for me. I mean, like I said, I had friends that got killed in some airstrikes that were authorized by her and her little crony friend. So this isn't so much like, I'm voting for Trump. I'm just voting against Hillary.
Yeah, and it was that whole Benghazi thing.
Yes, I had two friends there.
Terrible.
Yeah, and then and then there's some stuff in some other places that we weren't supposed to be in, but they authorized it anyway. So, and I also don't believe a single word that come out of Obama's mouth with the whole Osama bin Laden thing. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Danny raises a glass and says to Trump, he's like, he's gonna bring us back to where we need to be, and she does smile. Danny is a true believer. She's always been, as far as grown up in a really conservative family. But probably similar to yours, Matt. Mm-hmm. So she's very much a true believer in this whole thing from beginning to end. In fact,
I'll do the cheers, but I've got just 7-Up. There's nothing else in the cups.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's 7-Up and Mio Energy.
Yeah, everybody needs the energy. All right.
It's such red from the Mio.
Oh, God. So it looks... Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, how can you drink that, Matt? I mean, it
looks like. Okay,
all right, Rowena, Danny, tell me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. That looks like menstrual blood. Boom, right in the right.
Oh, my favorite. That's
what it looks like. Look at that.
Danny definitely being pretty slosh. Like she just breaks down into gales of laughter.
I can't drink that stuff because I'm just like,
it could explain his predilection for chocolate.
It's not chunky enough.
That is gross.
She's just like, that's a very bloody drink, period. And then she laughs at her terrible pun.
Is that why they call her Blood Mary?
You get the little squeeze bottle thing. I like put it in my mouth and just squirt a little bit, so that makes my teeth and lips
gross. I love it.
Rowena will reach into one of the box lunches or whatever that we had is still laying around and pull out the little piece of celery and stick it in his drink.
Bloody Mary.
Oh, Rowena, you're the best. How is Ben reacting to all of this?
He seems to be kind of. He seems like some of the levity actually brings.
You want some of this, Ben?
All right.
Just like
Ben, come on over. Benji, come on over with us. Come on over.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna I want to grab him and bring him in and just kind of like
But for real, Ben.
drape myself around him. Like, okay, buddy, you're gonna make it through. We're okay. Let's just
One more day.
come on. One more day. We got this.
I'll go on the other side of him, so he's like directly between Kate and I.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom.
But we put you on the right. We put you on the correct side.
Yeah, I'll kind of lean over. I'll kind of lean over and pointing at Kate's shoes, and I'm like, "Oh, those shoes are so amazing!
Oh, you like them? Aren't they adorable?
Oh, great!"
And they make my legs look so sweet. Yeah, I kind of like. What do you think, Ben?
So Ben just he actually seems to be really enjoying himself. I like it, and and you guys actually like get a little bit of the old Ben back.
Oh, you guys!
Because like when he started this, he actually had he seemed like he had a little bit of hope around this whole thing, and motivation to be involved in it. And you've just seen over the last couple months his will around this has just been eroded, not even just from Brad, just like other than being disregarded. And Kate, this actually resonates strongly for you, being actually a pretty like you're a very intelligent person. You actually understand economics and you understand policies better than most. And so the fact of being relegated to coffee and bagels constantly it's vexing. It's vexing and limiting based on your actual capabilities that and you find it ironic that Ben has been similarly put in that area, but they seem to target him more often than not. So,
well, you guys said he's tiny. Like, how tall is he?
He's so he's a skinny kind of
like 5'4" maybe.
He's like a 20. Yeah, he's like he's like 5'6", so maybe not like 5'4". He's like 5'6", curly hair. He is actually of Jewish descent. And he's always been honest about that. He comes from a middle class Jewish family from New York, and he's and his parents wanted him to get into this. So like when you took the time to get to know him early on, he's always seemed to have a bit of a target on his back right from the start. You guys, actually for the first time in a long time, have a night of camaraderie and less focus on just the campaign, baby. Right? Like it actually, it actually seems very invigorating to a certain degree.
I'm gonna go take Ian's tie and to screw with Brad, whatever his douche name is.
Brad.
I'm gonna go put it on the outside doorknob to the room that we're in.
So Brad can't get in.
And no, just so because in the college, if you put your
Ian, you know what that's for, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was me and Ian. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Put it on the outside of the door to close it, and then just be like, that'll screw with him in the morning.
Oh my God, we should push all our beds together too, or like make a big like mattress on the floor sort of thing, so we're all just like one big bed. Oh, that would. I want to do that because that would.
I'll be back. I gotta take the bed. I take the bedding down the hallway to the. I just from when she said that, I was like, oh crap, my bedding. And so I'm like, I'll be back. Don't get too sloshed. We still have like 24 hours.
Right.
I'll go down to the slot, the coin machine,
and do that,
and do my laundry, and wash my pillows and blankets.
That's true. You didn't have time in the morning. It was you guys are on a schedule.
I might fall asleep in the laundry room if I have to wait too long.
All right. So you guys eventually, you turn in. Rowena. So you hear the sound of crashing metal. And
me pushing the laundry machine down the hallway.
all of a sudden, you hear the sound of an ambulance, and
that's going to definitely require me to make a keep it together roll.
Yes, I'm gonna do this as a willpower.
Yeah. That's a 4.
Okay. this is so remarkably alarming, but basically a significant hit to your mental health and paranoia.
I was actually looking at Thorg's roll. So I actually had an 11.
Oh, okay, that's actually much better. So you do manage to when this is done, it's gonna affect you less than it would have. So the scene is you're in the ambulance and you feel horrific pain running up and down your body. Basically from the afflicted eye, and I believe you said that you running up and down your arm and your leg as well, I think, or is that?
Yeah, she had metal plates and pins put in her arm.
Yeah, that pain is now a stark reality, like a day has not passed for you. You go in and out of consciousness, basically filling in memories that you don't even recall from the initial accident.
Can she do a soul check to kind of like get out of this dream situation? Because she's used to that.
I'll tell you when, actually. So,
okay,
so as they pull you in, they're taking you into the operating room table. You hear a bunch of surgeons surrounding you, and like you can barely see them through your good eye. The pain running through your body on the other side is terrible, and you cannot see through your other eye at all. And for some reason, even though you've been living with it for a while, this horrifies you to no small level. You hear the surgeons as they surround you. It's like, well, she's ruined at this point. There's not going to there's not much left of her anyway. The surgeon says, she an organ donor? It's like, well, I mean, well, technically, we could go ahead and, accidents happen. Somebody else would benefit from these organs more than she would. And this voice sounds oddly familiar. You've heard it on the TV, even though you've never met this person in person. And a certain part of your mind is like, this surgeon, is that Hillary Clinton? And just at that moment, you see, dressed in surgical scrubs, gloves and everything, it is most certainly the face of Hillary Clinton with a mask on, and she bends down over you, and she just shakes her head and tisks. Poor girl doesn't even know how broken she actually is. But that is a beautiful eye, though. And she pulls out this odd-looking tool, and you are paralyzed completely as she peels open your eyelid, and then you feel the pressure as it goes behind your orbital socket around your eye, and she forcibly extracts your good eye. And you're immediately thrown into darkness. Give me a soul check as this is happening, because you're like, in your mind you're saying, no, that's my good eye, don't do this. And you wake up covered in sweat. You've never experienced, like, you didn't even know nightmares could be like this.
I immediately just walk over to like the trash can and the table, wherever all the empty nip bottles are. I just try to get anything out of any of them I possibly can. Just like, yeah. And Rowena, Danny's missing. I probably don't even notice just because all that. But I will. I don't. Do we actually all know like what happened yesterday? Did we talk about that, or just because I was asleep? So I like
only the people.
Yeah,
who
Rowena
knew.
wouldn't have any idea.
But everybody knows that Danny sleepwalks.
Okay,
so that is common knowledge.
I'll kind of go out in the hallway.
Like tied up.
I'll go out in the hallway and look for her. If I don't see her in here.
So you start to make your way down the hallway. This same hallway you've passed through over the last 3 months, day in and day out. It feels somehow colder, more impersonal than it normally is. You almost feel like you're still partially asleep.
She's probably kind of, rubs her arms and stuff because she's just, like I said, she's just wearing like that overly large MAGA shirt.
Right. No, yeah, that's fair enough.
She's just like barefoot. She's in the hall. She's like, fuck, this was a bad idea.
You hear humming at the end at the end of the hallway, looking out. Like basically coming from one of the like near one of the windows.
Okay. I'll kind of like sneak, kind of like little footprints, you know what I mean? And just kind of barefoot in the carpet into the hallway and just kind of poke my head around. All
right. So as you come down there, you see Danny, not naked. She's in her clothes. She seems to be swaying back and forth as though has a little tune in her own head. Mm-hmm. And then she recites this poem, which I will literally break character for because I made this poem. So like it's literally me. So if you like it, it's actually I actually wrote this.
Absolutely.
All right. It's called the Crooked Hillary. There was a crooked Hillary who lived in a crooked house. She ran a crooked campaign with a crooked little spouse. She wore a crooked smile and told a crooked tale of foreign deals and email leaks and promises that failed. Her friends were crooked too, and his staff, well, they were worse. But Hillary, in her crooked world, held the crooked purse. So if you ever meet her with a charming look or grin, don't take heed of what you see. She's crooked from within. And then she falls to the ground, thumping on the carpet.
I immediately run over to her. I'm like, Danny, wake up, little girl. Wake up, darling, wake up.
She...
It's okay.
And she just says... Danny's just like, I had such a bad dream.
It's okay, sweetheart. Let's get you back to the room.
It's like I can't remember it. But it was bad. Best. It was really bad.
It's okay. I think I might have some scotch left. We'll get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. So she starts to like weep into your MAGA shirt and like just holds you for dear life.
I'll just kind of sit with her for a few minutes and hold her.
And she just says, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know what's happening to me.
It's sleep deprivation, most likely, darling.
And eventually she's able to somewhat calm herself and head back to bed.
Come, let's get you warmed up.
And she says, Rowena.
Yes,
and that's a weird question. Can we sleep in the same bed? It's not weird, is it?
No, it'll be like Christmas.
She smiles, yeah, like Christmas.
Yeah.
And so
good thoughts, like Christmas.
she kind of clings to you like someone who is far younger than she is. If you ever had a young, or almost like you clung to your mother when you were a kid and you had a bad dream, she clings to you in that way, and you reflect on the fact that your dream was as haunting, if not as bad. And you managed to sort of weather that storm to a degree. And
yeah, she probably tries not to let on that she's just as terrified and needs comfort as much as maybe she does.
No, absolutely. Because you could tell that Danny, whatever she's going through, whatever she saw, really damaged her significantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get her back in bed and we'll just sleep on the same cot, and I'll just kind of hold her like a mother would. Kind of stroke her head.
All right. So she eventually falls asleep and you fall into your own slumber out of pure exhaustion. And it's election day. All right. It's 11:48. I feel the right thing to do is to make this a two-parter. I tried to keep it going as far, but there is enough material to do a two-parter. So
you do have some of the best RP people on the planet. So
that is true.
That's so true.
It is actually a real shame to jump in and interrupt you guys too much, because I'm like,
it's so calcium
you guys are good. I was like, damn, some of the stuff is so good that you guys are pulling out. I'm like, I'm not gonna I can't interrupt that.
Pulling out, screw that.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. So it also adds opportunity to add the election day, which is obviously the craziest day, a little juice to it and everything. Jason, you there?
Yes, of course I'm here. Do you want me to hit that button, Brent? Because I can.
All right. I think we're ready. We will do part 2 and finish this baby up